Hello, folks. Uh, my name is Harry Bosch, or Harry B. I am doing this video to kind of explain why I left DOJRP tonight. This is mostly for the guys that I would RP with in the street crimes unit, people I got close with. This is not a bash video of DOJRP or Polecat or Ghost or anyone like that. I am going to speak my mind. I'm going to get some hate in the comments, probably. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know how many people are going to watch this. I'm not trying to get clout. I'm not trying to build up a channel or none of that shit. I just, instead of answering like 40 fucking DMs that I've gotten so far, I'm just going to make a video and then I'm going to share it. So I joined DOJ about a year ago, started in the troopers. DOJ is a community where it's overly structured. I mean, literally everything's structured. And I get because they want a certain type of role play. They tell you realism, but it's not realism. DOJ is not about a realism. They don't know the law. They don't even know, for the most part, your average Leo doesn't know the penal code. They just kind of pick things out that they remember. So the reason I left DOJ was just I got tired of the bullshit, the pettiness of it. The expectation that DOJ is more important than real life. It's a fucking video game. And when I'm getting hassled on fucking Discord to come to a staff room because some little bitch went and whined because I talked shit to them when they were arresting me as a civ. So, that's the kind of stuff you'll see in DOJ. But I've been thinking about leaving for the last about 3 months. The last 3 months have just been garbage roleplay. There's pros and cons with DOJ. Pros is there's always people to play with. Most of them are good. Some of them are not. Some of them are dumbasses. Some of them are really good role players. Some of them are hypocrites. You'll see that a lot in your mid-level to low-end civ staff because they'll break SLP policies all the time. Then you'll call them out on it, and then they want to get all bitchy about it. But anyways, Leo's side of things is okay. I was a trooper. Troopers were okay for the most part. Their staff's okay. Some petty sergeants who just try to fuck with you. And I mean, this could be literally anything. You could have the wrong number on your plate or something just extremely petty, and they want to give you a written doc for it. DOJ has a disciplinary system. You have a written doc, a 1090, and a 1093, and then of course you get banned. As for me, I resigned because I don't want to deal with the bullshit. I did a scene tonight where I was doing burglaries and I got pulled over by like 4 cops. So I thought they knew about the burglaries. So I took off. Did a pursuit. Went all the way through it. Got away. Dumped my bike. I had this deputy like hone in on me. So I wonder if he was using the staff map. By the way, they will do that. Just to let you know, if you join DOJ, staff will use the map to metagame the shit out of you to find out where you are. I've seen it multiple times. Sergeant Kurt, I believe he's done it to me. A couple times when he was a bike cop and I was in a pursuit. A couple other people do it. And I'm going to name names. So if you don't like your name being said, oh well. I'm going to name names like a motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. So, like I said, pros and cons. For me, the last 3 months have just been absolute garbage roleplay. So I was kind of leaning to leave anyways, because I've been in DOJ about a year. So as far as the scene that happened, I ended up shooting at local because I was trying to hide and I didn't want to witness. And so this deputy, whoever he was, put over the air that I was shooting at him, which wasn't true, which is also out of contact for my contact level. So like the whole world collapses on the area. I mean, I run, I go to punch deputy, I get tased. I'm trying to put my hands up. They tase and beat the shit out of me. I'll post the clip. But it was just excessive. Then they want to talk shit to me. So Danny Martinez, any DOJ members that are listening to this, they know Danny Martinez talks shit. That's what I do. So to the so-called female officer, who's really a dude, who got their panties in a bunch and went and fucking whined the staff, fuck you, you're a cunt. So I get pulled, I get off. I waited around for like 15 minutes because I saw one of the staff in the 10-1 room. I get off to go to bed, and they fucking call me back and ask me if I'll hop on TeamSpeak. I say sure, hop on. I just tell them, like, if you're gonna give me discipline, just do it, and I'll write up an appeal. But they don't want to do that. They want to waste my fucking time. They leave me in a staff room for a half an hour, and it's just bullshit. They went and dug through the SOP for that 30 minutes where they could find violations. Then they were asking me shit that I didn't even do. Like, did you repair your vehicle? Did you have body armor on? And I went and watched the clip, and no, I didn't actually repair the vehicle at all. Or no, I didn't wear body armor. But they didn't want to interest in that. Whenever you get pulled into a staff room, they already assume you're guilty, and they just want you to tell on yourself. So, just be aware of that if you join DOJ. The idea of DOJ is good. The practice is not. You have petty bitch-ass staff members who don't know what the fuck they're doing, who will tailor fit SOPs to get you on violations. And that's not what even the SOP is for. So if you want very restricted roleplay and limited roleplay, you join DOJ. That's how it is. So that's kind of where it's at. If you're thinking that you're gonna do a bunch of patrols with Polecat, you're probably not. Polecat comes into the server, does his video, bounces out. Doesn't really do much association except with his little knit group. He doesn't really associate with members. But he's the same as you see in the videos. He's not like a super dick or none of that shit. He's actually pretty decent from the interactions that I've had with him as Danny Martinez or Rocco Stevenson. There's Braxton or Denozo or Sneagle. What kind of fucking names are those, Braxton? Braxton's really good. I liked RPing with Braxton. Really good RPer, really good in the way that he does it. A lot of people don't like Braxton. I do. Braxton's kind of that in-your-face kind of cop as he RPs it as. It's really good. But for me, it was just time to move along. A lot of the media guys in DOJ are really good. Boston Alex is really good. RJ is really good. Thomas, Nick Wall, Travis, I don't remember his Twitch name. All those guys, how you see them on their streams is how they are in the game. There's no like flip to that, and I really like that. There was one media guy, some guy in the highway patrol. I'm not going to say his name, but he knows who he is. He's a bitch-made motherfucker. Doesn't know how to RP. Roadrunner's okay, even though he tased me off a motorcycle at Hypersuit and then lied about it. So, with every community you're going to find flaws. And I could just be super salty right now, and I probably am, and that's why I don't give a fuck. But you should know what you're getting into. The requirements to move up the chain of command, don't expect to have like a life outside DOJ. You have to do so many hours, you have to be part of, OMP for PD, then you have to be at FTO, and then you have to deal with all that other bullshit. So if you join DOJ, do it just as like a weekend thing. Don't have high expectations. And be prepared to be bored on patrol. Especially if you're just, I'll be honest with you, there's some times where you can patrol for 3 hours and get 2 calls. Because the civs don't do 911 calls for the most part. It's a very rarity that you see a flurry of 911 calls. Most of the time, civs and DOJ do dumb shit in cars, or they beat or shoot somebody for, the stupidest reasons. Their RP or story is horrendous. Anytime you process a crime scene and you try to link it back to the civ, they don't want to lose, so they're not going to RP it correctly. This community is not about realism. It's not about quality RP anymore, at least the last 3 months. And that kind of stems too, because when you have like Ghost, I like Ghost. There were some things about his RP I don't like. I don't like that he runs around in God mode. when he's shooting it out with cops. I think that's chicken shit. I don't like the fact that he goes invisible, or F2s into places. Just that shit that a normal member, if they did that, they would get in a ton of trouble for. And granted, you could say that he's one of the head directors, but if you're a head of a community, you're supposed to lead by example. So if you're showing it's okay, then how does that work? But like I said, I'm just a salty ex-member, but this is just my opinion. They just recently put out a survey of why, recruitment's down and people are leaving. I'll tell you right now, DOJ, if any DOJ staff are listening to this, it's because you have petty-ass motherfuckers on your staff, and you're over-structuring what people can do, and you're taking the fun out of the video game. And that's all it is, folks. It's a video game. It's nice to have a good group of guys to play with, but most of the people are dickheads, for the most part. A lot of them are, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. Most of them are in armed services, so they have this really tweaked morality. All of them are snitches. Don't trust anyone in DOJ, because if they can run to a petty-ass staff member, they will. You have your boys, you have your people you fuck with who what's up. The biggest problem is you see a disconnect between your administration, your head administration, and the rest of the members. And like I said, this is from a salty ex-member. But it's just my opinion. If you want a good... The DOJ could be a great community. You have to get rid of the pettiness. You have to get rid of these power-hungry little bitches who don't know anything about life, who spend all their time on a video game and think they have some kind of authority because they have an imaginary rank, an imaginary police department, in a video game. I mean, come on. It's a video game. Have fun with it. A lot of times you see people running to staff members because they're little bitches. Because their feelings got hurt. Get the fuck out of here. But that's my rant and vent. I'll probably post this up here soon. Pretty much that's it. That's all I have, folks. I'm probably going to get some hate in the comments. I doubt anyone's really going to watch this, so I just felt like venting and sharing my frustration with the great community of YouTube. If you do join DOJ, prepare yourself for some disappointment. And with any kind of thing, dude, there's pros and cons. Let me just reiterate that. You might get in DOJ and find that you're like this perfect niche for it, where you're okay having your role play dictated and restricted to you. Me, not so much. Is that kind of selfish? Sure. Am I going to have 18, 19, 20-year-old kids who barely got the titty out of their mouth to try to tell me what's real and what's acceptable and this and that because some 17-year-old virgin wrote an SOP 8 years ago? Come on. Anyways, I'm done being salty. I'm gonna go ahead and post this, and I have like a hard drive full of DOJRP clips and videos and recordings and stuff. I'm just gonna throw them all over my channel. You guys can get a vibe of what DOJRP is really like. I'm gonna post this one first, and then I'll probably post some other ones here later. But yeah, that's it for me. To all my Vice guys, or Street Crimes Unit guys, you guys are the best players. To the Ballers Gang people, if you ever watch this, which I doubt, you guys were a lot of fun to get to know and learn. John Kerry, Martin Kerry, Daniel Jackson, all the civs that are good civs who do great RP. Josh Davison, you suck at being a civ. That was one of those bitch-made staff members who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That's not his real name. That's just his RP name. He'll know who he is, so. So, the good and the bad. that's just my whole vent and me being salty. I'm sure the comments are going to be fun to argue with people. More than likely, no one's going to watch this, so fuck it. But anyways, I want to say fuck you, DOJ.